I have always, when I fell in love with music for the first time, um, they were, I don't know, we called it screamo back then, but it's post-hardcore. Um, and I was like, ooh, I love it because if you like listen, you can hear what they were screaming like this. They're my favorite band of all time, but like they're genius. They'll do their clean vocals and then their screams, and they tell the same story like it's not like side by side. And it's genius. I love creative stuff like that. So I really fell in love with just that, but I could never, I would always try to scream and it just never happened. And so I got really offended when I released my first single and they're like, no, man, that's I thought it was rock. They're like, no, that's cinematic pop. And I was like, no, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, it's cinematic pop. And I was like, I I want to scream and I want to be in a metal band, but I like pop too. So okay. So that being said, I was determined to learn how to scream because I was like, well, if I'm going to be in a proper metal band, like I should scream. And I had just found Spiritbox, right? And I was like, I love Courtney. Like so much. So I enrolled in like a 12-week boot camp where you get like private one-on-one lessons to learn how to scream
No,
and
so
then
hold there. There's actually a 12 weeks to teach you how to scream.
guess properly.
God bless America. Keep
Well,
going.
because remember this though, I was classically trained vocally by an opera singer.
Oh
I
my.
know, I know.
So having that, it's the exact opposite. You open your soft palate, lift your soft palate, you do that kind of stuff. When you scream, you compress. And so it's everything opposite than you would think. But it's also the funny thing that I learned too was that I thought it was like really like screaming loud. No, most of the time it's supposed to be softer, if not the same level as your speaking voice. And it just always looks like they're really pushing because like you
Yeah,
have to make
because
ugly faces in order to get certain tones to
you
come
got
out.
a microphone, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why they'll hold the mic in the same spot. They don't like pull back from it unless it's like a certain kind, but it should be the same volume. And I was like, "Oh." I was doing it totally wrong. So I went through that and I was so proud of myself because I nailed down like my first type of scream, which is like a head fry. Basically, it's like uh I mean, I could do a little example. Like, I don't know, like it's
Yeah,
so
bring it.
this is how I'll just show you a quick way to get distortion if you would like. You go in your head voice like ah, right, but you sound like a creaking door, like ah. Once you start hearing like your voice like doing that little like ah, right, the distortion, that's when you kind of compress a little bit more and you push out. So like I'll just do one of my favorite bands well, Emery, I was just talking about them. The beginning of their most famous song, they're like, "Are you listening?" Right?
Oh, the
Wow.
12 weeks camp works. Good. Keep going.
Here's the thing though. I recorded I was like so proud. I was like, I nailed it and it's easy and it doesn't hurt my vocal cords. And I like set all the tracks to V and I'm like, hey, did you get to listen to my screamies? Because I call them screamy screams. I'm like, did you listen to my screamy screams? He's like, mate, what happened to the OG scream? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, like what'd you do? And I was like, I I started taking lessons and this is how you scream. He goes, okay, it's valid. Your screams are valid, but they're not my favorite.
Oh my.
For people to know, B is her producer and the guitar player from Belena.
He's
So
like
for
my
the people that are gonna listen to this
friend.
podcast,
He's probably one of the only people, but he knows how to say it like in just the right way. Like if anyone else were to talk to me like that, I'd be like, what?
that's crazy.
He's like, it's valid, but it's not my favorite. And
That's
then
a polite way to say I don't like it. Yeah.
It was a nice way. And I was like, all right, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I was like, I'll try again. So then apparently I can't do like a pure false chord. So I do a hybrid and which is cool. And I
It
incorporate
works.
a little bit. Huh?
It works. I listen it in the album and it works really good.
Courtney does hybrids a lot too. But I want to learn
Ah,
more. Okay, so my favorite scream though, and this is what like it was so funny because we were joking about here's another thing. Okay, Motionless and White, one of my favorite bands, and I know Architects like was the ones who like really made the BLÉH famous, right? Um, it's my favorite thing because I think it's hysterically like just random. Just a stream like bleh, right? I love it. But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna bleh in a song, and he goes, yeah, full on Chris Motionless. I was like, yeah. I thought he was dead serious. He was joking. So I recorded said bleh, and he was like, it's valid. I said, bro, you told me to. He's like, I I was joking.
I think you need to learn how to differentiate a joke that is not.
Oh
Sorry.
my.
But
Well,
Sorry
I
that I'm
mean,
laughing.
on Fight Flight Freeze, that bleh is gnarly.
No, it's really good. It's really good. I mean, I personally, I never wanted to scream in a song personally, because even we both play rock. You're a metal band, right, Rachel? You're metal.
Yeah.
I'm post grunge, and I do emo post grunge, so it's different for me. Like for me to sing, if I need to scream, I will just invite Rachel to do the scream for me. I will not like.